Yes, once again, I say good morning, good afternoon, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. Of course, as always, this is George Onyibe, and still on the issue of Biafra. My apology, I was temporarily cut off because of a weak network signal. But that notwithstanding, this gospel must continue. And now, I want to first of all appreciate genuine Biafrans, genuine Ijaw men and women, genuine Ibibio Efik Anang men and women, genuine Urobo Ishekiri, genuine Igbo people, genuine Ogoni, Ogoja, and other ethnic nationality trapped within this concept or idea of one Nigeria. It's quite unfortunate we have not taken advantage of our homogeneous society we found ourselves, but rather have been more influenced by the larger heterogeneous society, which is the Nigerian concept. Those of you who saw the truth, who know the truth, you stand by the truth. I thank all of you. It's not very easy. In most cases, you stand for the truth, you stand alone. But we are not going anywhere. Now, starting all over again, our topic of discussion is, considering the fact that we are being fought on different phases. We are being fought economically, we are being fought politically, we are being fought spiritually, physically, and otherwise. The agenda is total emasculation from every angle. Even people who don't know us are aiding and abetting those who want to stop us. And why would they want to stop us? Maybe we are too proud. Maybe we are too... There's something about us they don't like. That should not have been an issue as far as what we do does not affect them. It does not threaten them. And so we are being fought on different angles. And this is to ensure that we are never in control of our destiny. But on the other hand, we that are retaliating, we that are supposed to be fighting back, we are simply fighting back from one angle. Let's look at it a little bit. Recently, you following the activity on the social media and every other area, one will begin to wonder and imagine, have we forgotten Biafra agitation? Have we forgotten the Bill of Rights? Have we forgotten the issue of restructure? Have we forgotten the issue of constitutional amendment? Have we now all of a sudden become politicians? My brother, this war, this multiple war raging against us, you cannot fight it from one angle. And I believe by now, our people should have known better. I introduced earlier by informing you, in case you are not aware of this war, because don't let the notion of this war make you feel unease. There is a war going on already. Somebody wrote a post and said, those Biafrans who lived within the 50s to the 90s, they were building industries. They were building companies everywhere. But the generation of today, they are busy building hotels everywhere. And from the person's point of view, it looks like we are short-sighted. And so we don't see any reason why we should build company, but rather building hotels. And so even when you have 20 hotels in one street already, The next neighbor who had the opportunity will still build his own hotel. What do they do in hotel? Is it to defile our land? What do they do in a hotel? Is this to sell drugs? What do they do in hotel? Is it to take alcohol and smoke? What do they do in hotel? Is it to hold conference meeting? But then, if there is no much financial or economic development attached to the building of hotel, most especially when our region is not a tourist-inclined region, why building hotel? It is because of the war. Because the last time I checked, Nigeria will not approve the building of any company or industry within this region in this era. Where is the beer, Heineken beer? It was supposed to be in Enugu. Why is it not functioning in Enugu? Why did Heineken gradually begin to fizzle out in Nigeria? That is that part of those war we are talking about. Why is it that for you as a son from this region, BIAFRA to be precise, you have to score higher to get admission, gain admission into any Nigerian university. And you still don't know it's a war? Considering the level of criminality, shenanigans demonstrated by Nnamdi Kanu, why would they jail Nnamdi Kanu and then release Boko Haram? But Nnamdi Kanu deserves what he's getting now. But it's still very painful that it's another war. He has been working for PDP all this while. He has been working for politicians. And I'm very sure he's in affiliation with APC. And so you see, he is the enemy of everybody, and yet he is the friend of everybody. Because I cannot understand when he will tell you that our politicians are evil, and then he will go behind and do another thing. I cannot understand why somebody like Peter Obi, one of the presidential candidates, will tell you that the unknown gunmen killing Igbo people is formed by the Igbo politicians. This is a war. Now, who knows the truth? Who will know how we can defend ourselves? I am coming to you this morning to remind you, no matter how fierce this war is, no matter how complicated this war is, if we know the truth, we choose to do the right thing, we will always win. I remember the history of Vietnam. When being confronted by the Americans, they saw hell. But Vietnam understand we are fighting a bigger fight. What we are fighting is bigger than us, but we cannot back down. Vietnam repositioned themselves. And I'm sure Americans today will not forget their encounter in Vietnam in a hurry. That is why a community of common rice farmers stood against a great nation like America. This is because they understand the nature of the war they are getting involved in. Are we going to talk about Hiroshima? They still live with the plagues till this very day. But you see, in the midst of this confusion, they find a way to move on. This is because they understand that the war they are fighting is in different phases. And we have found ourselves in the same place. And then look at the social media today. We have reduced our complaint. We have reduced our war front line to 3 phases. When we have over 1,000 enemy who have surrounded us and fighting us from every corner, we have reduced our camp to only 3. Number 1, more than 90% of people within the Biafran region, southeast and south-south to be precise, they are now busy in politics. Yes, it is true that we must get involved in politics to be able to pass our message across. But we are not supposed to become political touts. Honestly, except there is monetary motivation behind it. And so those who have been calling for restructure, for constitutional amendment, for Bill of Rights, for secession, for referendum, more than 60% of Nnamdi Kanu followers now are obedient. The rest agitating platform, I think almost 80% of them are obedient. They don't talk about Biafra again. It's obedient, 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 obedient. What if it's part of those northern carrots? What happened? And so all of a sudden we wake up from being obedient one day and then we come back and start agitating if what we are expecting didn't work. My brother, this war is beyond all of us. Only engaging this process in the right way will save us. And then you have another group. These ones are Nnamdi Kanu followers and our misguided brother. What they are now telling the world is, oh, they must release him unconditionally. They have granted him unconditional release. Now he has to file lawsuit. We will collect money from Nigeria. We will do like this and we will do like that. Nigeria file a lawsuit against IPOB. IPOB file counter lawsuit. They are just like football commentator. Segumi Odegbami is taking the ball. He taking the ball. He pass it to Tunde Balogun. Yes, he to Innocent to her. Yes, to Taribu West. Now it is a goal. It is a goal. Ndiara. Is that not what you are doing now? Just go. Assume you are a president of the world who have the power to look into what is happening in Nigeria. And then you beam your satellite on Nigeria. And then you look at these oppressed people who have been agitating for over 60 years, if I'm not mistaken. And all you hear from that region is, we are obedient, we are obedient. And Nigeria is not disturbing you. The Yoruba are not disturbing obedient movement. The Hausa are not disturbing the obedient movement. And in this era, it looks like these people love you. Despite what you do, what you say, they've not antagonized you. You are doing what you are doing. And then if I be the person who is supposed to give you this freedom, what will I do? Oh, they are okay, they are okay. You move on. And then you look at it from the other hand. You see the ones who are supposed to be pressure group and fighting for us to extricate ourselves from this evil contraction. What are they doing? Yes, they must release our leader. We have filed lawsuit. They now file counter lawsuit. They now, what are we? So it's not about lawsuit. It's not about competition. It's not about proving to the world that Nigeria has a competent court jurisdiction. What point are we trying to bring here? Nobody's talking about Biafra again. Release our leader. Release our leader. We know all this while. In fact, it's over 4 years we discovered this truth. We have gotten involved. And that is why we have dedicated ourselves and said, we are not going anywhere. In case you think that somewhere along the line, we are going to abandon this stand we have made. Now they can finish your negotiation and come out. Just finish your negotiation, then come back. Remember, it is Biafra or Biafra. Finish and come back. And then you have other groups, the ignorant groups and the over-intelligent groups. Oh, show your face. Oh, do like this. Oh, you are a saboteur. Oh, get out. Oh, you're mocking. Don't worry. Anything you are asking for, you will get it. I told you Nnamdi Kanu. Any name you call me, I will answer. All your strategy, you are predictable. We know it. I will be there. And Nnamdi Kanu bingos. Where is your boss? You know he has messed up greatly. But we were deceived because we never knew he was just a businessman. But in the midst of all these things, I have not seen any act by the Nigerian state to alleviate our plight in terms of what we are going through. I have not seen it. They are still working very hard. They are not taking a leave, one single day as leave to relax. No, they are not. They are working hard and doing what they have to do. You know what happened in Ebonyi State? Tinubu organized the rally in Ebonyi State. And from the information, thousands, if not into millions of Ebonyans were in that venue. They were not on social media. They didn't make any noise. But what they were doing is they were trooping into that hall, and then they were submitting their PVC, and then something was given to them. According to my source, he said they don't know what they were giving to them, but each person that goes into tender their PVC, they were receiving something in return. And I told the person, I said, that means they have captured the PVC of almost all Ebonyans. And meanwhile, we are doing what we can do. Let's think. But it's okay. We will know how it's all going to end. We are here. Some are working very hard. Let's stop him, frustrating. He will not talk again. My brother, it's not in your place. You cannot do that. Jesus said, thy gentleness, O Lord. Rather, David said to God, thy gentleness, O Lord, has made me great. Sometimes you need to become weak. Not because you are weak. So that the weak can be strong in your present. So that you also know those who will assist you if eventually you become weak. Because one day, that vibrant young man you see today will become an elder with walking stick. And so temporarily we appear to be weak and we are observing. But the purpose of this broadcast is simple. Do we need to forget about the issue we have been fighting for? Or it's all about Igbo presidency? Do we need to just jettison everything? And finally, when Igbo man become president, the constitution will not be favorable? We can now have equal rights as people in one country? Would that make it to become one loving Nigeria, where every region or community will benefit from the resources in their land? Are we supposed to put an end to this very cry for justice? Will that give us right to control our life? Yes, good luck Ibiri Jonathan was there. But I think every development he would have brought for his region, they are all in the north. And I remember one of his auntie died in motor accident as a result of the dilapidated road when they were traveling on convoy from BIAFRA to Rivers State. And then he was the president of Nigeria. And one will begin to wonder. Rivers and BIAFRA were the same state. And so a distance within a road distance, of course the east-west road, has been under construction from almost 30 years now. They don't finish it. It's like Second Niger Bridge. They have been constructing that road almost 26 years before Goodluck became president. And in the next 8 years or thereabout, Goodluck was in power. The road is still not complete till today. Even almost 8 years after he left office, the east-west road is still under construction. They couldn't change it. And I wonder what miracle is going to come when Peter Obi become president eventually. Believe me, it's what I wish, it's what I want. But all of us cannot be fighting from that very point. Let those who are obedient become obedient. Let those who are filing appeal against Nigeria, let them begin to file against. Let those who are blackmailing and calling for fundraising, let them begin to call for fundraising. Those of us who are under chopota and monitoring everything you are doing, we will continue to do that. Don't you get the point? Some of you should be praying for us. Some of you should be fighting in different angle. So much we have to do. But what are we doing now? We are laying down our guard already. We are laying down our guard already. Nigeria is relaxed. They're drinking tea now and observing you. They are following your work on social media. They are monitoring your activity and everything you are doing. And certainly they know you are not serious. That is why they call us stomach infrastructure. We have raised this banner. This banner is supposed to remain up until all our enemies and foes are vanquished. We have been fighting on one phase. There is need to double this fight. I'm not talking about unknown gunmen. I'm not talking about killing your people. I'm talking about projecting the real situation the way it is and to look for solution out of that misery. The agenda remains the same. Our stand and position is not being negotiated. We only call for it to be addressed. Let us beware of what we are doing. Because those who have made up their mind to completely emasculate us, they are not taking 1 minute leave intent of strategizing how to permanently keep us down. But if most of you has made up your mind to remain permanently down, may the Lord be with you. So allow Nnamdi Kanu to be deceiving you that they are filing lawsuit against Nigeria. Maybe that will give us referendum. Let's be shouting, yes, we need presidency. We want to be this. I read some of the articles from the Ninas. They said they are waiting for the manifesto of the 3 presidential aspirants. And then let them ask them question how achievable their manifesto will be compared to the Nigerian constitution. I think these people are still fighting from one angle. And I say continue fighting. Next generation of Biafra, be wary. This is how we have always been exchanged. Look at my generation, my own generation. They have messed us up. Our own time is winding up. It is the next generation now. Who would have stood up? Your own generation. Who would have stood up now to defend the future? 90% of you are now in Niger bet. BB Niger. You are in football club. You are doing Yahoo Yahoo. The next generation is gradually retiring to a consumer generation. And my generation that has the mindset, the technical know-how to reshape our future. Our fathers didn't fight well for us. They mess us up. They mess us up. Just take a look at Nnamdi Kanu, take a look at P2B, take a look at Atiku, take a look at Tinubu, take a look at all these people who are projecting themselves as your father. And tell me one youth they have built. And tell me one youth they have built. One side of the economy they have developed to help the common man. Indians were here before us. Today it is said that every minute, Indians pull out about 45 of their citizens out of poverty. Today here in Nigeria, every same 1 minute, Nigerians drag over 600 youth into poverty. There is very little we can do. Because when we rise, it is our own father who are gone before us will oppress us. But if the next generation can catch this vision and move, you can count on our generation. But then we are not praying to leave this struggle for you people, to leave this fight for emancipation for you people. We will do our best to correct it. Let us stop putting our eggs in one basket. The last time I checked, this war scale is bigger than all of us. I will stop here. If you will understand what I'm saying, you will understand. If you will not understand, you will not understand. Ndewonu.